Oh, it's like an appa chain we've got back here.
It is! You can't see
I'm
mine,
very
so mine's
washed
just right
out,
here.
but that's just because the sun is still a thing right now.
Right, yeah. That's exactly right.
Still sunny out.
Yeah.
Yes, welcome
It
to
is sunny.
a very special episode of Exacerdebaters.
Yeah.
There's so
Yes.
few of us here today. This is more of a hangout stream.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
we're
basically.
literally just going to talk about questions that you guys have given us and just have a chat. Have
Chat.
Yeah.
Which means no one
Yeah.
gets my fucking trophy. That's what that
Yeah.
means.
Yeah. But you have it.
I have it.
Yep.
And it's there.
It's there.
So Cucumber will remain the master debater for another
That's right.
week. Mhm. All right. So,
Michi says the inferior Avatar franchise.
The
Michi,
what?
I didn't know you were looking to die today, but
What?
what?
oh, wait.
Only 2 filtered friends today? I guess Connie, are you? Or me?
Yeah. I'm like half. Yeah.
Honorary.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I'll take it.
But yeah,
Oh,
so
I'm like the same color as the sun in this.
Oh, yeah.
Are you the sun? Oh my god.
I am Saint Cucumber.
Yeah.
He's like, demod me, I dare you. Wait, no, yeah, that's right. It's happened before.
It's happened
happen
before. It
again.
wasn't great.
Oh no.
Oh man. So the way that this usually would work is we all would go about.
We don't have to say what we normally do if we're not gonna do it. Just what
Oh.
are we gonna do today?
Okay. Well, what we are going to do today is we have asked you guys in the Discord for some questions about the topic of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
And we will just be going off of those questions and having little discussions and.
Yeah, I will say heavy spoilers. Like I'm gonna talk
yeah.
about all elements of the plot depending on
Oh,
your
yeah.
questions. So if you haven't seen it by now, that's on you. That is on you.
I mean, the show's been out for like 10 years.
Yeah.
So...
I know, but like, but there's like the new wave of like Netflix kids who hadn't seen it before. So it's like I gave them a grace period, but that grace period is over.
It is
Yeah.
true. It is very true.
Everyone knew what we were talking about this week. They had time to catch
Just
up.
bucket toast, you weren't already? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
But yeah, so let's get into one of our first questions. We have one from Tigeron31. If you were to recast the lead roles of Avatar: The Last Airbender, who would you replace, why, and with whom?
Like voice actors or like characters within the series?
So that's a good question. It does not say which one, but I would say let's do both. Why not?
Okay.
We'll start
which
with
one
voice
first?
actors.
Yeah,
Voice
voice
actors.
actors first.
Fuck, it's like a perfect cast. Why would I,
I
mess
know.
with perfect?
Because like Aang's already got that like nice child voice that doesn't sound super annoying, and Sokka is like that level.
Don't
of...
you ever say his name like that!
Sokka? Sorry.
Sokka!
Sorry.
Or I'm gonna Sokka
What
you!
kind of Shyamalan bullshit you bringing into
Oh,
this
good, we're still yelling.
conversation? What the fuck?
Sokka.
That-
Sokka.
Sokka! And Suki!
I don't know, let's talk about Ong, shall we, Ryan?
I said it right. I said it right.
Puh, puh, puh. Let's see. Okay, clean slate, no repeats. Let's start from scratch. Who we got for Aang? Who's a good?
Start from the top. Who?
Hmm.
Maybe like Tom Holland? Because he's still
Oh,
kind of got that
okay.
youthful voice, but he can get like the serious moments, like when Aang goes like serious Avatar mode.
Okay.
I can hear it, but I also, I don't know, I'm so used to hearing the way Aang speaks. Like, he has a lot more diction than Tom Holland does. Like, Tom Holland kind of mushmouths a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes for full American accent.
Spares no expense. Let's see.
But yeah.
Let's see. I would go with. Oh shit, who's a good kid actor anymore?
Yeah, right?
Yeah. It's been a while.
I know. Let me see. Who's good? Ah! That's nice. Oh, that's nice. That's too many.
Too many.
Let's see. Aang. Who would be a good Aang?
Nah.
No. Shit, y'all. I got nothing. I just don't think I know. Oh no. Well, okay. There's in
All right.
Hilda. There's a best friend little boy character.
Okay.
And he's great. He's a tremendous actor. He'd have an accent, but that's okay. They don't really have to be from anywhere in particular.
No.
That whole show's freaking adorable, by the way. Hilda's great. Check it out.
Hilda.
Was that on Disney?
It's on Netflix. I don't think it's Disney, though.
Oh, Netflix. One of the two.
I would say if we could cast someone who was not like currently the right age, I would say Bradley Pierce for Aang. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's aged out of that voice a bit now. But
Yeah.
when he was doing kid voices, that would have been great.
Yeah, I think that's been my problem. Most of the kid actors I know are like my age now. So
Yeah.
Yeah. They're all our age now, and that's terrifying.
I feel like I know who I would recast for Sokka. Sokka, again, is perfect casting already. But I feel like just because he is like my go-to young dude funny voice would be, oh, shit. No. I can't hardly think of anybody's name today. Max from Goofy.
Oh,
Next.
yeah, okay.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
James? No.
James Marsden. No.
Yes! Jason Marsden.
Jason Marsden.
Yo, this is
Yep,
bad.
Jason Marsden.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put him for Sokka because he would
Okay.
just nail. And he could do it now. Like he could still.
Yeah.
He still can carry that quality of voice.
That'd be cool.
Ooh.
Oh man, and he like I could even see Sokka like doing Powerline songs. Like that is perfectly the right
Yeah,
like,
he's got that energy.
that's
for sure.
attitude.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that kind of sense of humor too. That
Yeah.
would be right in line with Sokka.
Would. Let's see for Katara.
For some reason her voice sounds like if Dora the Explorer grew up.
What?
I mean, sure.
I mean, she's voiced by one of the whitest people out there. She's
Right? Watch me the boob.
Who's super talented. She's also Tinkerbell, and
Oh.
she's in Scott Pilgrim. Yeah, dude, she's a badass. She's super talented.
Oh, I knew she was in Scott Pilgrim, but I didn't know
Yeah,
she
so like
was
all the
Tinkerbell.
recent CG Tinkerbell movies, she was Tinkerbell.
Oh.
Okay.
That's
But
weird.
I figure for Katara. Oh, I know exactly who I'd cast, and I have forgotten her name because I just started watching it. But the lead in Shadow and Bone, the main girl, her last name is Lim, I believe. Can't remember her first name.
I hear Ryan
Lead.
typing, so I'll let you look it up.
Jesse Miley
Lee, sorry.
Lee.
or Meili, M-E May.
We need. Let's
Jesse
see.
Meili. I've never watched that show yet, so I don't know.
I just started. I was on episode
Huh?
3. It's super. It's very like young adult. However, the world building and characters are all delightful. I just think there's some forced weird romance happening. However, I'm in. Like in for a penny, in for a pound. The first 2 episodes hooked me.
Nice. Okay. Cool.
Let's see.
Gotta
Who
get
else is
started on that.
who we got left in
Oh,
Team
who
Avatar?
you gonna cast for Iroh?
Oh.
Do this to me, Ryan.
Whoa.
Uncle Iroh, man, untouchable. But,
Yeah. I'm gonna say it because it's fresh in my mind, and I think that he's talented enough to do it. Is J.K. Simmons, where he can kind of soften his voice, but he's still got like that dad kind of warm tonality, to where he can still be Uncle Iroh, but then when Zuko starts going off the rails, he's like,
yeah.
Okay. All I'm thinking though is just like him going up to Zuko and be like, "Bring me pictures of the Avatar."
No, I feel like, oh shit.
I mean,
That's
yeah.
really hard. Oh gosh, who was the guy who played the first, oh, hold on, I'm just gonna look him up. Vamp.
Vamp.
Let's see.
So Connie, did you see this, did you see Avatar, like, when it first came out, or were you a few generations after?
I actually think I saw it maybe like a year or two after it came out, because I caught it originally on Netflix the first time it was released. So I think that was like 2011, 2012. So it was after the series had ended, but it was like within a year or two of it coming out, kind of thing.
Did you find your voice actor?
No, not yet, because I also forgot the name of the character, so I gotta... I know exactly who I'm thinking of.
Actually, I only started really watching at the start of the pandemic.
I got it.
What?
Yeah.
Was that your first time?
Yep, I went through all of Avatar and then all of Legend of Korra in the same run.
Okay.
I go with Kari
doing it.
Hiroyuki Tagawa, who was Shang Tsung in the original Mortal Kombat movie.
Okay.
Because
Oh,
he's got that power, he's got that basso, he's got an equally satisfying accent to Mako,
Nice.
and I think he's got the chops, man. He's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
like that.
That would be awesome.
All right, now what about Zuko?
Trying to think who's good at being young, angry now.
For some reason, like, I don't know if who Star-Lord guy,
Chris Pratt?
Chris Pratt. Like, I can kind of hear that in his voice if he did it, but I don't.
He's more of a Sokka because he can't
Yeah.
resist the puns or like the kind of jokes.
Yeah, that's true.
Zuko needs to kind of take himself seriously, at least like in the first season.
Actually, give me live action Zuko as animated Zuko.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with that one. I like Dante Bosco.
Who are we casting for Toph?
Toph?
Toph!
Gonna hurt this man.
It's been a while since I watched it, and even though it was last
So
year.
you've watched it more recently
You just
than either of
watched it
us.
at the beginning of the pandemic, sir.
And
Years
so
under my belt.
to clarify for Zuko, I meant Dev Patel, because even though that movie was terrible, he is not a terrible actor, and I
That
think
is
he did
true.
a great job
Oh.
as Zuko.
If-
It wasn't his fault.
Those like, it wasn't a bad casted movie either. Like, it was just a badly directed movie.
There's a lot of things, and terribly written. Terrible.
Yeah. The writing wasn't there. The CG was just, like mushy.
It was pretty.
It was pretty.
It had no substance. That's
Yeah.
all. That's a whole different show.
Yeah.
All right, I don't know. Oh gosh. So who would we cast as Toph?
Yeah.
Sort of also perfect casting, but let's see.
Someone.
Ooh. Shoot. Maybe the lead in Owl House. I do not know her name, but she's great.
What is Owl House?
That is a Disney animated show, and it's delightful. It's about a little girl who's like learning to become a witch from. It's cute. I actually don't want to say too much about it. If you haven't watched it, watch it. It's weird. It's fun. It's cute.
You know, I would like to see Aubrey Plaza pull a Toph. Because she's
my
got that
God.
she's got that deadpan
Okay.
humor, and then she would totally be like, "Okay, Twinkle Toes," like.
What if she was May?
Ha 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 ha!
I like Aubrey Plaza's May. Oh, so Sarah Nicole Robles is her name. And she's the lead. She plays Luce in the Owl House.
Okay. Yeah. Sweet.
Necrofilm, it's a good show. It's actually pretty funny. I really enjoy it. And if you like, was it Alex Hirsch is on there? He plays the voice of the little demon. So if you liked Gravity Falls, he sounds just like Bill Cipher.
All right, so we got another question from Arsenal Roy 2K. If you had to choose your own mentor for Aang, who would it be?
Like real world?
Or like in the
I think
Avatar
in
universe.
place of Master.
Oh, you got this.
No, I don't. I don't want to say it wrong. But like before Aang went into his coma.
Mm-hmm.
Who
Oh,
would
so
be-
you mean like Guru?
That's it. Yeah.
No, Monk Gyatso.
Gyatso? So when he was a
Yeah.
kid, so before he was frozen, not before
Yes.
he got struck by lightning. He's
Yeah.
had a few mentors.
That's
Um,
true.
Yeah.
I would actually go with. I feel like Aang would be so much better off if like he had gotten a chance to be friends with Zuko and gotten leadership from Iroh.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think Iroh. I mean, really, it's like insert X mentor anywhere. My answer is always going to be Iroh.
That's true.
I mean, it is a solid choice. Like, I can't argue with that.
Oh,
one.
but the clarification is any show or movie.
Any show. Okay.
Mm. For the first one to pop in my head was Sean Connery's Ramirez from Highlander, just for shits and giggles. It would make me laugh to watch.
That's funny.
Who would be a good? I know this is a fictional character, but I would say All Might from My Hero Academia.
Oh yeah,
Because
great.
I think he would be really good at like helping him train his abilities, but also helping him to grow with the abilities, if that makes sense.
Okay.
That's right, Dino.
It's the secret White Lotus tattoo.
Yeah. Ugh. Would you like to see my rusty White Lotus? We
No.
I'll have to remember that for the OnlyFans whenever that happens.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Little
Keep
Lotus
storing those
tattoo.
ideas.
Oh, man. Okay, so if you were going to make a new nation in the Avatar universe, what would it be? So you got Fire Nation, Air Nomads, Earthbenders.
Plasma Nation. There's only another state of matter left, so give me plasma.
Plasma?
Be fucking
Like blood
terrifying.
plasma?
No, not no.
It's the state of matter. That would be that. I feel like that would almost be like the transcended Airbender, or like air.
Yeah.
But yeah, like.
Well, because
maybe-
like everything else I could have thought, like they kind of touched literally everything, right? Because you've got like, I guess they don't have a nation, but maybe the spirit benders or like the water benders who commune with the spirits, maybe they would have needed their own area, kind of like the swamp benders were derivative of the water benders.
Yeah.
And, like,
Okay,
the sand benders
yeah.
and such. Maybe Kenny's just dark matter benders, all about it.
Ooh.
Boom.
Oh no!
Terrifying.
That'd
Dino
be-
says heart.
That's what I'm just saying heart.
Oh. That would be interesting though, because like in Korra, they obviously jumped a few cycles of technology up,
Yeah.
but like it would be interesting to see that like the Bender stuff, technology and everything jump into spacefaring. Like that would be, I would want to see where that continuation.
Ooh, like
went.
gravity bending. Get some magnetos and shit out there.
Yeah, I mean, like they have metal benders. Why couldn't they just use that as their rocket
Yeah.
program?
Force bending.
Well,
All about
Yeah,
it.
that would be like the ascension of like the Air Nation, is that they learn how to manipulate the air and space so that they could, fly, breathe, do all these things.
Oh, and then like they wouldn't, their spacesuits, like they would just like trap the air in their helmet, and
It's like when they swim. Just have a little bubble. Although I think they'd freeze and run out and
Well,
die
yeah.
very quickly.
Oh, yeah.
But it would be a nice visual.
you would have to have like a team, like one of them's a firebender to keep them all warm, and then you'd have
And propulsion.
well, fire doesn't propel you in space. It's the opposite reaction of a one material going one way and you go the other.
Oh.
Yes, that's why in the classic PC game, the Journeyman Project, when you're in space, you have to make sure you have a can of cheese whiz with you to progress to the next level. Because you're floating through space and you need propulsion. But since there's no weight, it doesn't really matter as long as there's an opposed force. Science! Science!
And you use the cheese whiz tube.
That game is so fucking fun.
Yeah. But yeah, so it'd be interesting to...
Ooh, Kenny's got a good one. Blends would be cool, like water and wind. Yeah, what if you could? What if we could have little like quarter avatars?
Yeah, because then you would have like a
Kenny
lava
lava's
nation.
already a thing. That's earthbending.
Yep. Interesting. Okay. All right. Let's see.
Yeah, I would not want to be a specific niche bender though. Like if I could only bend sleet, or like if I could only bend lava. But not like a rock. Like how annoying would that be? It's like, oh no, someone stole my purse. I'll burn it all down to save you.
Yeah.
Ooh, Kenny has thought bending. Kenny, yeah, I like that. That's cool. Terrifying and cool.
That feels almost like the chi bending kind of stuff that they were doing. A bit.
Chi blockers is more about like pressure points. You're like cutting off nerves and shit.
Yeah, you're cutting off the flow of energy from one chakra to the other. So it's like if you block one, then it stops the flow to the rest of them.
So that's why everyone was able to get their powers back later, right? Because it was just unblocking the chakras.
Yeah. Oh, also, Kenny, funny you should mention that. We were just talking about Shadow and Bone earlier. You would like some of the characters in that show.
Terrence Stark says, pun bending.
That would be Sokka's specialty.
Hey!
All right.
Huh.
So,
Okay. What animal would you pick from the Avatar world to be your pet?
next question.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, Appa's kind of got everything because giant saddle, you have flight. Appa is also proven to be able to swim, whereas most all other companion animals can't do everything. Appa's an all-terrain and no-terrain vehicle.
Yeah, and he's
And
a
fun.
badass.
Yeah.
Like whenever Aang was getting in tight situations, he would show up and like kind of show his place. Which, what was the anteater that couldn't see but that could smell everything?
Oh shoot! Yeah, with the paralyzing tongue, right?
With the paralyzing tongue. How many licks did he take from that thing before he like?
The world may never know.
But yeah, he is a durable, hardy beast that will come in the nick of time, sometimes fully armored.
I might go like badger mole or wait, fuck it, I'll go dragon. I'll get a dragon like Roku.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, fuck Appa. Give me a dragon.
Oh.
I mean, I love Appa, but between personally, I would probably still choose Appa. But I just feel like it'd be so much more badass to just fucking roll up on the back of a dragon.
Yeah, that's true.
True.
And you don't have to clean up the fur.
Oh God, maintenance.
Yeah, like the dragon might
Nice
shed
maintenance.
once every 100 years or something like that. I think it'd be fine.
Yeah, this motherfucker leaves how many trails of fur?
Almost got them killed.
That's true. They couldn't sleep for like almost a week.
Yeah, and
Kept
dragons
shedding.
are hypoallergenic, so.
Yeah, so you
Okay.
can carry more friends along with
Yeah,
you.
because was it Toph who was allergic, or was it Sokka? Someone was allergic to Appadander.
It was
was
during
Toph.
that episode, too.
Toph.
Yeah.
I think it was tough.
But yeah. All right. Let's see. We've got. We're getting into some more serious questions here.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, Security Officer Odo of Deep Space Nine.
Yeah.
Would he be the ultimate waterbender, and why?
Oh, yes, absolutely. And I actually have a logical answer for this. So, waterbenders get their power from the moon. So the pulling of the tide. And now if you're on a deep space vehicle where you're passing hundreds or thousands of moons at any given time, not to mention Odo can not just bend water, he would also be able to bend himself, for he is in his natural state a fucking liquid. So yeah, Odo, good luck everybody else. You cannot kill him.
So would a waterbender also be able to bend Odo then?
That's a good point. Probably. So there's his one weakness. Right?
Other waterbenders.
Other waterbenders.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He'd be great against non-benders. Other waterbenders, especially if they were super skilled, might run into some issues, because if he goes liquid, then can just...
All right. So since we're bringing the Avatar abilities into other...
Universes
and stuff. Yeah. Where would you think you would want to see the Avatar powers put into, or like not Avatar powers, but bending powers?
Oh, okay. So just like bending abilities, but in a different format.
Let's see. All the universes that I can think of, everybody has superpowers already, so it's kind of like bending is like the lesser.
Yeah, like a waterbender against like Bobby Drake is fucked. You know, like it's there's like god tier level versions of those things in every universe I can think of. So what's one that's completely barren of all of that? Let's see.
Who's got super normal realities that need spicing up?
What if it was just like a normal daily sitcom kind of a show, and then they just happen to have bending powers that, like, you know, like
Honey's judgment face was so good.
No, I'm laughing.
Like, come on.
I'm just picturing like Seinfeld, so like Kramer would be an earthbender, so whenever he like comes slamming into the apartment building, it like shakes the whole thing.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Oh my god.
Let's see. Ooh, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, where's a normal reality? I need something mundane to spice up with
Freaks
the bending.
and Geeks. I would remake Freaks and Geeks where everyone had powers.
Oh, I got mine. Walking Dead, but with bending.
Oh god, would the
I'm a bloodbender. Oh gosh, a bloodbender in there would be terrifying. He'd have a whole horde.
Negan would be a bloodbender, and he would just
Oh dear.
He would change the zombie apocalypse game. I would love it.
Dino says, "How I Met Your Mother, the Avatar."
That'd be cool.
Kenny's asked, "Would that make Darth Vader a blood and earth bender?" Earth, maybe. Blood? No, because he has to, like, chokey choke. He actually has to, like, pinch with the Force.
So maybe Airbender, then.
Yeah. Although, I mean, if you count how Padme died, I guess. Sure. I don't know. He's a fucking mystery. They'll redefine him again in 10 years.
Right. Maybe that's where he's actually more, like, blocking chakras than anything.
Oh.
My windpipe chakra.
Yeah, because then Palpatine would be lightning, so that'd just be a variant of fire.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I'm just imagining Palpatine just doing like the pinpoint like.
Yep.
Dude, that's a fan art waiting to happen. I'm all about that.
Ooh.
Oh.
And like a little Zuko looking Vader without his helmet with his scars.
Oh, this needs to happen.
Kenny asks, force choke and lifting can be done as bloodbending, right?
Well, it doesn't control the breathing. It's like it lets you like puppet their capillaries and stuff. So I mean, technically you could choke them out, but you wouldn't like crunchy crunch like Vader does. You wouldn't hear that satisfying snap that Vader gives you. The seal of freshness of your recent food.
Oh no!
Jessica Gillespie says Darth Vader's a sandbender for ironic purposes. I would love
That's why he's so mad all the time.
Yeah,
He's
man,
like,
he'd be
"Fuck."
Gara. Like, Darth Vader is Gara.
Oh no. That's why he's so angry.
Mhm.
Let's see, where else would be good? Where else would be good? Columbo.
Okay.
What?
I'm just thinking of favorite shows. Like, what if Columbo was like a waterbender? I don't know. I got nothing. It would work for like Hamish Macbeth because he's in Scotland. There's lots of water around. So Hamish Macbeth, but with waterbending. This is dumb. I have no idea. I got no idea. It's like,
Well,
what are my favorite shows? Oh! Nah, because like X-Files, it would just be an episode and then move on.
This one is from General Davis. He so with the preface of I've never watched Avatar, so I'm not sure this question will work. But who would you choose to be in charge of the nations? Fire, Earth, Wind, Water nations.
Ooh. Let's
So
see.
probably at the end of Avatar, when all the nations are kind of settled and they're not trying to conquer.
Each other.
Yeah.
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 I would put Katara in charge of the Water Tribe.
Mm-hmm.
Faux show. I would not put Toph in charge of Earthbenders.
No.
I mean,
we know
I would
how
just
that
assume
happens.
Boomy lived for like another 1,000 years, but I mean, Boomy was a good choice.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if I would replace King Boomy. What about the
Replace
other
him with
Earth
the
King?
Cabbage
Fuck
Man?
that guy.
In Legend of Korra. Are you talking
Yeah.
about that guy? The Earth King in Legend of Korra?
No.
No.
No, the one with just the normal bear that freaks everybody out.
Bracha. Yeah. Yeah.
Bracha?
No, I said
Oh.
gotcha.
What was the name of the bear? Bosco?
Yes, Bosco
Yes.
Bear.
Yeah, put Bosco in charge of the Earth Nation.
I mean, he would do about as good as all the other Earth Kings that have ruled
imagine-
Sing Say.
Imagine the landscape were Iroh king and not his brother.
Ooh.
Oh!
Like, imagine, like, I mean, there'd be no story, but it would be so peaceful and wonderful.
Everyone has a tea shop. Like, oh my god, there'd be Starbucks everywhere.
Well, it's like, and he,
Oh
like,
my
the thing is,
God,
he's
the
still
Jasmine
super
Dragons
loyal
everywhere.
to the Fire Nation, just like
Yeah.
what they are actually supposed to stand for. Like, not his tyrant brother and everything that he did, but, you know,
Yeah.
it's like he loved his people, he loved his family, he'd make sure everybody was treated well. There probably would have been no invasion. Well, actually, no, that's not true, because he participated in the initial invasion, but then he learned his fucking lesson, and when he learned his lesson is when they're like, nope, he's gotta go. So, yeah.
Ooh, I
guess
wonder if he would.
post-war, General Iroh in charge of the Fire Nation.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But if Uncle Iroh actually took the seat, I wonder if he would be able to bring back the dragons. Because he was supposed to kill the last dragon and he didn't.
Yeah.
He kept it alive, so I'm wondering if like the return of all the like nation animals would kind of come back.
Yeah, I think so. It would be so much better.
Hmm.
Again, just Iroh in charge of everything.
Who is Honey? Is
Will Honey be in?
no Necrofilm asks who will Honey be in charge of? I don't remember the character Honey. Is that
So, honey?
He says Smokey would defend better against the Fire Nation.
No,
No, he wouldn't. He would pass the buck because only you can prevent Fire Nation.
Right? All the Fire Nation, all the firebenders would be in charge and they would just burn it to the ground.
Hmm.
that'd be a great
And Smokey would watch.
It's like a reverse This Is Fine, yes.
Yeah, just crimson flames flickering in his cold, dead eyes. Help us, Smokey! Oh. No.
Oh no. Let's see. Who would be in charge of the Air Nation though?
Air nomads. Well, I mean, that's kind of hard to say because everybody's dead.
Yeah.
So I guess Aang still by default.
Yeah. He's the last one.
I mean, if I imagine like maybe an alternate world where Zahir wasn't a douche monkey, like he would have been interesting, right? Because he cared about the history enough to know everything, and like so, like maybe if he hadn't had the path of a criminal and he went bonkers crazy, he would have been a good leader.
Yeah.
If he had a good mentor, maybe if Aang mentored him, could have put him on the right path instead of the
I
path
don't
of
think he would
darkness.
have listened to Aang. I think he would have needed his ass kicked before he would listen to anybody. And even then, he was very headstrong. So I actually take it back. He's too thick.
So then, what avatar would have been good for like Zahir, like a mentor, if he were to be?
Who's the really tall avatar lady?
Kyoshi?
Kyoshi.
Yeah!
Beat the hell out of him. That would have been nice.
Yeah, yeah.
That would have been good. Mm-hmm.
Winnie the Pooh
Yeah,
would be in charge of honey. Tiger honey. Yeah.
Yeah, like because all he really needed to learn was empathy, and he would have been all right, and he just didn't. I don't get the Bosco and honey joke, and I'm trying. I'm so sorry.
It's because Bosco's a bear. And he likes honey. Because all bears like honey.
But
Okay.
that sounds like a duo from a show that I'm not.
Yeah, it feels like it's a reference, but I don't know it.
I'm just-
don't know it.
Bosco and Honey are animated cartoon characters from Tiny Toon Adventures?
Really?
Oh.
I watched
Huh.
the hell out of that, and I don't remember them. But I also
Oh,
haven't
they're-
watched it since it was on TV.
Huh.
Huh? Watch us Google the show!
And still honk at ourselves. Huh.
Honk. We got another question.
We are out of questions from the Discord.
Good night, everybody.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, see you later.
Let's see, level. What else can we figure out? Let's see. Who? Nah.
Well, we haven't
we got
really
nothing else,
touched on Korra yet.
Okay.
All right. All right.
So let's see.
Ooh, I've got a Korra question. Do you think the technology that was represented in Korra made sense to the abilities that the Benders had? Like, what was developed? Like, did it make sense that those were what evolved, or was
Yes and no. I
Yeah.
think the majority of the world building I was 100% on board for. Like you had like, you know, the power plant, right? Where it was just an entire crew of firebenders, you know, channeling lightning into the generators. That kind of thing where it was like the synergy of technology and bending.
Yeah.
But then by like the last season when we like even like a lot of the Cabbage Corp stuff I wasn't really on board with. That to me was like 5 steps too far. It's like, okay, you got like a low end ham radio, but then you also have a giant fucking mech suit. Like they lost me at the mech suits. They lost me at a lot of the sort of over the top details. And like big doomsday weapons. I was like, this isn't the universe for that. I did not dig that necessarily. I get it, I just didn't dig it.
yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I like the use or like the evolution of the metal bending with.
Oh yeah, like the cables for the cops.
Yes,
That
yeah,
was
and
dope.
then they used that for, like armors, or they had the armor plates that they could then shoot off of themselves, kind of thing, to detain somebody. So it was the more utilitarian kind of use of it was really good. But yeah, once they got into like the big mechs and like almost like corporation kind of big factory, it got a little wibbly wobbly, but
Yeah, like I was even cool with the cars. Like I thought that was like, all right,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Like we're in like just past Model T areas. It looks like, you know, like 1930s ish like
Yeah.
vehicles or something like that. I'm like, all right, cool. But it's like if you're gonna go alternate timeline, it's like again, you jumped so many steps. So like these are full on robotics. Like it's just
Yeah.
it's too much. But I like
Yeah.
like how like the chi blockers also sort of they improved as the benders improved. So like they got the shocking gloves, they got you know ways to protect themselves against benders, which is like of course like you know it's an arms race.
Yeah.
And so it's like you know as they get more diverse and talented, so will the enemy. That's just kind of how the world works. So yeah. But I mean, this is still opinion. I think it's just, I like almost all of it.
Yeah.
Overall, they did a relatively good job at kind of going from one universe into the next one without it being too kind of jarring, skipping, like not generations, but yeah, a couple generations. So it still made the transition a little bit seamless. So if you liked the show, then it was easy to get into Korra.
I think season 2 nailed the balance of tech and spiritual for me in Korra. Because that was the whole complaint. It was like, you guys are all so obsessed with your machines and your technology and these parties and all this stuff, so you're ignoring the spirit realm. So it's like, oh gosh, the Unalaq. Yeah, Unalaq had a point, right? So it's like, okay, that's cool. But then it's like, yeah, if I got a giant laser beam emitting fucking Power Ranger mech monster, it's like, yeah, I'd probably start ignoring the spirits too.
Yeah, and I like that in the second season they started bringing that in because that's what the essence of Avatar was, because it was all the elements and it was the balance of the elements. So then when you started introducing the technology and the development of the cars and the mechs and kind of more the industrial revolution in this world kind of thing, they brought it back. It's it's still spiritual. It's kind of tying it back home.
Yeah, my main concern is so now we've got the Avatar universe happening, right? So the big extended thing, which I'm super excited about, but it's also, you got those rules of once the genie's out of the bottle, it's out of the bottle. So it's the definition of an in-universe doomsday weapon now exists, and I just hope they don't Death Star it, and I hope they don't revisit it. I hope what they tried to do succeeded, and just the knowledge is gone. No one's gonna use it ever again, because I see it's like that thing, but 10 times worse. As I can't handle that shit anymore in my sci-fi fantasy show. Tiger asks, who would you have play the My Cabbages guy? I actually have an answer. I would go with Dan Castellaneta, because nobody screams 2 words with such grace and talent as that man. But whoever you got is also perfect. Again, the casting is perfect. Don't make me do it. Kenny says data bending. That was I was actually having a chat with my friends about that. How it's how I wanted an almost Tron next generation of Last Airbender, where it's people, you communicate with the machines and you do all that kind of stuff. So yeah, Kenny.
So if you just further evolved all the technology from Korra, took that one step further.
Did they talk about it? Were the mechs powered by electricity?
Yeah. Okay. It's all cabbage corpish stuff, except for when you get to Kuvira, you don't really get an explanation. There's 'cause science.
Yeah. Because I'm wondering whether they could, if data bending or something communicating with technology would be a thing, is if a firebender practiced enough of his lightning technique that he'd be able to
yeah, ones and zeros it.
Yeah.
Zap and binary.
Yeah.
I could see it happening.
Maybe.
I hope they don't. I think I'd rather see generations between than many more. I could take maybe a modern day and then a slight future version of the world, but I don't want them to go so far.
Yeah.
So far. Yeah. But also, I want freaking what's-his-bucket to finish Thread Worlds, which I don't think is ever going to happen now. Brian Konietzko is working on a new graphic novel several years ago called Thread Worlds, and there's little adorable kangaroo people, and I was so excited, and I have heard nothing about it since.
Maybe they gave him too much money for Avatar stuff, and he's like, nah, never mind.
Maybe.
Yep, that's what I was thinking.
It was a personal project, so I could totally see it getting benched until he has the time.
Yeah.
I just want to know if you're still working on it, dude. My money is waiting.
I mean, it's kind of like Guillermo del Toro when The Haunted Mansion. It's maybe they'll happen someday, but I know.
Or he asks what's his bucket. It's Brian Konietzko, if I'm saying his name correctly. I'm probably not. One of the 2 creators of the show. Or Konietzko? I don't know how to say it.
Konietzko, and then it's Michael DiMartino?
Yeah. And we do have another question in the Discord now, from Arsenal Roy. Okay. Crossover Avatar with any other cartoon, what would it be?
What the hell did I watch all the time?
Oh, sweet Jesus. It's Sailor Moon and Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Nice.
Okay.
Because then you have the planets that control the bending involved, so there would be like
Jackie
counterparts.
Chan Adventures and Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh,
Just think of the fight choreography. Think of the comedy.
so good.
And with
And
like
Jackie would do all of those stunts.
Yeah, I guess. That would be fun though. That would be a lot of. I mean, and like they have similar like kind of moral lessons in those shows too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
similar joke style, similar humor.
Yeah.
I think the world landscape would be different with benders everywhere, but I feel like could you imagine like Toru as a fucking earthbender? I would love that. Uncle would probably what would Uncle be? Uncle would be like Unalaq but not evil, and we'd have like
Yeah, he would be an airbender.
Well, there's always something about I might just have not seen this for a very long time, and I'm thinking about something. But there was medallions and stuff in Jackie Chan
the
Adventures.
talismans.
The talismans. So I could see them like mashing those together, where if you had this talisman, you would be a bender of this type, something like that.
But heat beam eyes. You guys, that cartoon is so good. It was the pig talisman that ended up being heat beam eyes, I think, because it's like it was always a mystery. You didn't know what they would do. So like chicken would make you fly, which was funny because it was a chicken and it didn't really fly. And then, so they're like, what does pig do? And they finally got pig and it was like they're shooting lasers from their eyes, like heat beam eyes. Yo.
So you get the pig one, and you accidentally become Sparky Boom Man.
Yes.
Yup.
Yes.
Oh.
Gosh, what was the name of the dragon in that show?
Oh.
I don't remember. Too long. I remember getting my
Shinron?
first DVD of that on a cereal box.
Ah. Wow.
That's
The
pretty old
DVDs
school.
were new.
Yeah.
Especially from a cereal box.
Yeah. They were doing it for a lot of cartoons, actually. That's just the one that I wanted. I think that was allowance money for that cereal, because I was like, Jackie Chan Adventures!
You don't even eat that cereal. I don't care.
Still get the DVD.
Necrofilm says Phineas and Ferb.
That would be hilarious. Like, it was just like a
That would be
one-off.
really
They go
funny.
there, Doofenshmirtz tries to, do the invasion. Like, just everything's the same, except Doofenshmirtz is the Fire Lord. All the other characters in the world is the same, and I would watch the hell out of that show.
Oh no.
Yeah, and then just like, the Phineas and Ferb and the gang would just be hanging out with Team Avatar. Or they would be Team Avatar. I would watch
Yeah,
that.
they would be Team Avatar.
No. Terrence Stark asks, have you all read the fan comic about a Sandbender Avatar?
I follow that artist. That's like the super, like, almost hyper-realistic drawings, right? And they're just super gorgeous. Because this guy who's been making this full, like, he drops characters, all their relations, their family histories, and all that stuff. Like, I would watch the show that he's trying to make. It's beautiful. Yes, Shendu. Yes. I have. And everyone should check it out. Like, yeah.
Nice.
Tigeron asks, who of the Avatar universe would you want to play D&D with? I know who I wouldn't want to play D&D with.
Zuko?
No, Zuko would be fine. I think he would actually like really
He'd be like,
want to
but
play
I rolled a 12! And he'd flip the fucking table. Like, no, I
Yep.
would not play with Zuko.
I don't know. I feel like he would definitely
play
want to
like
play a
me.
rogue or something like that. But he would play. Like, he would pay attention to the rules. But, like, Aang would not have the attention span to play.
No, he'd be spinning. He'd be like, he'd be doing the spinny spin with the dice. He'd be like, look,
Yeah.
Look.
And, like, I think Sokka would be... Like, he would pay attention for a little while, but then he'd be, like, he would be on it. He would be the character... He would be the guy on his phone while playing D&D.
Oh, I disagree. I feel like
No.
Sokka would be the most into it because his entire journey is like a power fantasy. Like, he would have the best time playing D&D because he's the only one without powers. He's the only one who's like, in this game, I could be a firebender? I could be a bender? Like, he would eat that shit up. But I still wouldn't
Cast
play
fireball.
Let's see, who would I play?
Kenny does make a good point of Toph being DM.
Oh God, no! She's a literally a rocks fall, everybody dies style DM. Like, that's not
Yes.
worth it.
She wouldn't even roll.
No, she'd just kill
She
you.
would just make it up.
Mm.
Oh no.
I think. You know what? I would do a day-long campaign with the Ember Island players. That's who I
Oh
would play
god.
with. I would
It'd be a bar campaign.
be a fucking hoot. I would run that game, and I would have the best time.
I would pick Suki. Because I think she would take it seriously,
Oh, yeah, she would have
but
fun.
she would be involved. Like, she would get invested in her character, and she'd be like, she would definitely, I think, try and be a rogue.
Mm-hmm.
And she would run around and try and do, like, crazy parkour stuff.
I would. Azula would be a terrible. Well, not terrible, but like she would want to play that like evil campaign character.
She'd be a min-maxer for sure.
That
Yes.
Also. Yeah.
Dear God. And she would be, like, homebrewing her own, like, shit. Like, wait, no, I didn't give you that item. Where did you come up with that? I made it
Oh,
up.
God.
Everything on my body is poison laced. Like that would be Azula's.
Yeah.
Oh, she's Chunk. Okay.
And I'm Azula.
Nietzsche says, have we gotten to the part where this is the inferior Avatar franchise? Well, you're wrong. Objectively and subjectively, but all right.
Listen, you can be incorrect in your own space.
That's
Oh,
who,
man.
who else would be fun to play with? I'm trying to think, like, who actually, like, I love Iroh, but I don't think he'd be down to play. He would, but, like, it would be like, you know, someone humoring you. I don't think he would get it, and I don't think he'd have fun with it.
Yeah, he'd be like your grandpa trying to play. You're like, all right, how do you do this? Back in my day, we used
You'd
to.
have to
play
tell
the-
him where AC is, like, 15 times. Like, it would just
Yeah.
be too long.
Or he would find, like, the one mini game inside of the campaign and just play the shit out of it.
That's me!
Mm.
Yeah.
I just want to play 3 Dragon Ante. Come on, let's.
Yup. Always.
Or Dragon
Always
Chess.
play the games.
Mm-hmm. Oh man.
What else would be actually like, fun?
Let's see. Well, what about from, like, Korra? We keep thinking of Last
Tenzin.
Airbender.
I would play with Tenzin because that dude is obsessed with lore, so he would pay proper respect to the world.
He'd have, like, this whole big, huge backstory.
That he'd never get to use. He'd be so mad.
Oh.
He'd be, like, super tragic, and, like, you don't ever get to explore his backstory, and he's just, like, grumpy and mysterious.
I think the best player would be Jinora in that entire group.
Oh!
She's the most open-minded. She's got her head on straight. She's got a good sense of humor, but she'll do. Yeah. I think she's the best out of that bunch.
Yeah.
I would not play with Milo.
No.
No.
He can go fuck off and kick rocks. I love him, but I don't want to play with him.
You would somehow wind up like with only 5 dice left, or like 3 dice left of the game.
Because the rest of them would be up his nose or something.
Yeah.
Like, I just couldn't. I would be.
Just. We don't know
Rocket
where
for
those
Three says,
dice
I
have
think-
been.
Yeah, Iroh would totally be like a Warhammer dude.
Mm,
100%. You're right. You're right, Rocket for
Ah.
Three.
Yeah.
Oh, Bolin! Bolin would be great. He would play. He
would
is an
play.
actor.
Bolin would play.
He would be down with the role playing part, and he would get upset when they got to like all the combat stuff. He's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
just wanna RP, guys. Come on."
If Amon wasn't a dick, he'd also be good.
I think so too. Oh, Boomy would be
Boomy.
into
Oh, yeah, young Boomy.
not King Boomy, just like Katara's Boomy.
Yeah.
Like he would be into it. I think he would kind of be resistant at first, but then he would get into his character and into the story.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, because he's like, "Hey, what you guys doing?" And like, "Oh, that's seems really silly." And then he starts trying to play, and you're like, "Ah, this is weird." Like, "Oh, you know, I kind of like this. All right."
Yeah, if you get like a good party, so like Jinora would already be in there.
Mhm.
She
Yeah.
would be a ranger.
Not
And
a
then-
cleric? I feel like she'd be a cleric.
Well, I feel like she would be a ranger because she already has like her little like pet,
All her companions.
her companion.
Boon-
Yeah.
Boonjun.
Boonjun. Yeah. So it's like if you got the right party, I think Boomy would want to like hop in, or he would be like sitting there with the rest of them.
He would be the DM, I think. I think he'd be so eager that he would run that game.
Once he
Like,
figured it
so
out.
there you were. And like he would open it up like his old war stories, right? Like,
Yeah.
he wouldn't understand what he was doing, but he would totally do it. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, Uncle Booby, this is just one of your old stories. We know how this happens. No, you don't.
Playing it out for real.
Yeah.
Aw, that'd be cute. Well, it is 5:58, I believe. We are at the end of our discussion
Rope.
today.
Oh yeah.
Rope.
I think we can knock this last one out real quick though. From
Okay.
Tigeron. If
Okay.
the nations were not elements but TTRPG classes, what would they be and why? Earth. Barbarian.
I don't know. Because there's a lot of, like, grounding that you would have to... Like, and barbarians, I think, are more reckless than that.
I would say maybe
Druid?
fighters?
Oh, fighters. Yeah, fighters. I'd say fighters.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Let's see.
Let's see what
Fire
I think
Nation.
about- Yeah, Michi, I agree. Air would be monk, 100%. She's got water for cleric, fire for fighter, earth for paladin. Ooh,
I mean,
paladin's good.
water for cleric does make sense because, like, they are able to heal with their water powers if they learn that.
That's a good question, Rocket for 3. We've had Pathfinder for years, and now there's another edition, and we've still never played the damn thing. But I would like to find out.
I don't. I think fire.
Wild magic sorcerer?
Yeah. I can definitely see a sorcerer class or something like that.
Warlock.
Or maybe
for Eldritch
wizards because they're
Blast.
learned?
Kuh.
I actually kind of like Earth as paladin because they eventually just armor themselves up and then use that later in Korra. So
Yeah.
Michi, you lost me at math.
Fire could also be bard.
Azula is a master of vicious mockery, so sure.
yep,
That's true.
enough
So
to
does
where
that
she
mean
made herself
Zuko is just a
sing.
really bad bard? He just doesn't know comebacks very well. Just like,
That's accurate. He really doesn't.
yeah.
He's not a good shit talker. He's
Nope.
a flustered, angry boy.
Hey, Zuko here. Like,
Oh man.
oh man.
All right. Well, it is 6 o'clock. We've got about an hour and a half before we get ready and open the curtain for Trash to Piece Theater tonight. We will be doing Meet Me in St. Louis, I believe is what I read.
Yep.
Yeah, cool. So yeah. So come back over on Twitch, Perception Studio over there, and come watch us do Meet Me in St. Louis with funny voices and singing our lines, and we will see you in a little bit.
At 7:30
7:30 p.m. Pidita.
on
Yeah.
Twitch.
Twitter.
All right, y'all. Thank you for
Bye.
Bye.
joining us in the chat.
See you next week.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye.